Hello, Gunpla fans. Today I got for you guys not one, but two from the Gundam Hathaway's Flash OVA, the high-grade Universal Century Messer Type F02 Standard and Command Type. And these two were a good amount of fun to build because, as you can see, these two are big and bulky, and those are fun kits to build. And definitely unique because one little fun fact to know, or, well, detail to remember with these two, is they're not identical, actually, for kit-wise. I tell you that because the Command Type here comes with more parts than the Standard does. Yeah, I didn't know that, actually. It wasn't until I finished building them and checking everything that, yeah, this kit has enough parts to do any of the based variations of the Messer from from the 01 to 02. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. But the standard version here, well, pretty much as you see them is exactly all you get. You don't get any of the original parts like the legs and such to, reproduce that, nor do you get enough parts to mimic the command type all the way. The only parts you can mimic is the headpiece, pretty much. That's it. Yeah, bummer. If you were someone that wanted to do that, of course. So yeah, I know another important detail to notice. It's not like major, but it is a small hindrance I noticed. The shields. As you can see here, I have them both set up differently because after I got them all put together and such and weaponized, I noticed that with the shield setup, when you do it this way on the arm, on the attach point, it gets really knocked around by the shoulder armor itself. In other words, you can't pose it that well without bumping into this armor. I mean, literally, see, I'm not even trying to move the arm right now, and it gets stuck to the shoulder armor. I'm just trying to move it out of the way, and see, every time I try to adjust it or something, it runs right into it. And so you understand, this armor is pushed up all the way. It's not in its standing pose. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you knew that part because that's why I have the command type shield like it is. That's the better pose you can put it in so it doesn't interfere with your shoulder armor at all. Yeah, interesting, right? All right, let's move this one out of the way. Because we'll start with the command type, of course. You always got to start with the commander. And as you can see, put that out of the way real quick. Okay, as you can see, this one is symmetrical with its armor, whereas the standard and the retail version usually has the spike shoulder armor. If you are wondering, yes, you do get that spike shoulder armor for this one, so you can do that, as I just mentioned earlier. Just a quick reminder. And of course, as you can see, that's how high the shoulder armor goes. So like I showed you with the shield, yeah, it really shouldn't be getting in the way, but it does. Oof. All right, we'll go over the articulation real quick. Full 360. And of course, when you extend the armor, you of course can bend the arm about there. Elbow bend about there. You of course can turn the arm all the way around. And of course, hands are ball joints, so you can already know what that means. And the gimmick to the chest is if you move this out a bit, you do get an extra weight to bend the arm outward, so that way you can, of course, extend it out for weaponry holding and positioning. And the neck, that's what I like about this kit. It's the neck. It's really unique because most of the heads, can only go so far. This one can go all the way that high up. He can look all the way down. That's pretty cool because most kits, they don't in some ways unless they have an extra joint or something in the neck. Yeah, and the next part that's really cool with this one is, well, in either version, is the ab crunch. I mean, this thing's like, what? I mean, look at that. He can do that. He can bend his body halfway over. That's like so cool. I mean, you just much as you want. And let's see. As for leg bend, let's move this out of the way so you guys can see it better. You, of course, can bend it out that far, about that far. Your knee bend all the way there. And of course, be careful. You can pop this off if you pull out too far. Let's see. Move the armor out of the way. As you can see, let's see. There's the joint for the ankle. You can move it out that far. So yeah, that's pretty cool with that fact. Of course, there's the back view. Now, and another important detail to note too, as you can see the gun, I have it painted in pretty much what it's supposed to look like, but out of the box, it's gray. So you know, this is not what comes in the kit. No, this is what it looks like when you paint it, and to try to make it mimic the manual as best as possible. And speaking of paintwork, yeah, that's another detail I noticed with just the Messer in general. Yeah, it turns out you got to do a decent amount of paintwork on these kits. I say that because, okay, for these up here, the hosing, the yellow points, they're stickers. Same with the face. And let's see, any other, oh, and of course, under here on the armor itself. Let's see, I think that was about it for that. Oh, yep, see, there you go. It pops out. Oh, speaking of which, before I forget this, if you had seen my short video I did on the Messer's legs, you might already know this, but if not, it turns out if you twist the thigh here, or the upper joint here, the wrong way, well, not the wrong way, either way, I should say, well, here, yeah, it splits. It doesn't come off or anything, but it splits, so, yeah. It's this part here that connects into the waist. Off it, it's fine, but when you have it attached, yeah, it starts splitting at the moment you're turning it. So you're gonna have to, of course, push that in, and or most people just do is just cement it. And of course, after this, I probably will do that as well. Just wanted to make sure to remember that part. Let's see. And like I said, this kit does require some paint work. Just like most normal HGs would be like these parts, verniers and stuff like that. But this guy also needs it, like I showed you with the gun. Smaller other details like here, these were painted. Let's see. And to show you what I mean, real quick. This, of course, is the command types sticker sheet. And yes, there is a difference, actually. So yeah, there's a lot of stickers. Then again, it's premium Bandai, so I'm not too surprised there. Though the surprising part is you get 3 eye stickers. Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to use them all at once. You just get 3. I'm guessing that means you're supposed to lose 2 of them at least. That's fun, right? So yeah, but other than that, it's definitely not a bad kit. I like it. I haven't had any problems with other parts falling off or anything. It's definitely a cool piece to display, and because of its size, it's like, I want to put this up against a GM, and this thing's like super big. And speaking of big, let me show you real quick all the accessories the command type comes with. Starting with, of course, the premium benefit, or as I call them, the Dom legs. I mean, seriously, this always reminds me of the Dom's legs. But yeah, these are pretty much an almost complete extra thigh. All you need, of course, is just the joints and such from the actual kit, and of course, there you go. But yeah, other than that, you can put them together just like this, just because. You get, of course, 2 of them, obviously. Let's see. You, of course, get the 02s backpack setup, which is really cool because it can pop open, and the verniers are, of course, movable. It's too bad though they can't be split in the middle, because then you can go up and down. I mean, I've done that with other verniers, so bummer. The only thing you take off is the mini verniers that are in on the current backpack right now. Sorry about that. Let's see. I showed you the shoulder armor. Let's see. You, of course, have other knee armor for when you convert it, of course, into its other versions. Let's see. Of course, you got some holding hands for the beam sabers, and those are big beam sabers. Literally, I have one put together right now to show you. Yeah, that's a big beam saber. That's like extra long. But the good part is, actually, I noticed the way the beam sabers handle, besides being stored in the shield, they hold pretty well in the hand. I mean, literally, I can shake this right now for as long as I want, and it will not pop out. It's really good. It really fits in there good. I like that. That's something with a lot of beam sabers, is an issue. They'll just slide right out. This won't. I can just do that. Let's see. Oh, but speaking of popping out, one other part you get, of course, is in both kits, which a lot of people have had challenges with, I should say, is the back skirt armor. As you can see, this is, of course, the command types version, and the way they're set up, you'd think they'd be attached to the back like normal, right? No. As you can see right there, these are attached through a mechanism, an extra arm joint that actually attaches, let me see if I can get it on here, if I can show you guys. Hold on. There we go. If you could see that, I'm so sorry, it's hard to get into focus on it. Right there, that joint, that little peg right there, you would pretty much plug it right in there, and it's supposed to extend this armor all the way to the back. And of course, you can adjust it to do like flight poses and stuff, which is a cool fact. The issue though is when you have it on, it is a pain. It's like you got to fiddle with it to try to get it to properly stay in place like this. But in cases, it'll be like this or over here. And then the problem is the way how long or short the arm here is. A lot of times too, it'll just pop off the thing and be like, oh, that dang, I got to reset it, and and redo it over and over. I've had that issue doing that with the standard version, since I have the back skirt setup on it. See, and as you can already see, it's like I said, I got to fiddle with it a little to try to line it up properly, or else it'll look cockeyed and then just silly. Now, another thing that's surprising enough with this kit, or the command type specifically, you also get leftover parts that you don't actually need. And it's only a couple, but it's surprising. Because one of them, of course, is for the spike shoulder armor. They both come with an extra spike. Yeah, they come with 6 spikes. So, I mean, it's nothing big. That's just, okay, cool. But the other parts you get that you don't need at all is you have a complete extra backpack. All you need is just the vernier parts, just, taking off what you have. And yeah, I got a pink, I could put a pink one on, which, cool. I mean, it's just, it was just leftovers, literally. And you even have a complete gray shoulder armor. Yeah, I could replace one of these ones right now and I'd have a gray one. Yeah, just because. So yeah, that's that. Let's see. You, of course, like with the other one, you can, of course, put the standard Messer head piece onto it. So yeah. Yeah, and that's about it pretty much for this one's difference. So let's put this off to the side right there. Bring in his prowl. So yeah, and now to this one. Now, is there any actual difference now for articulation now because of the armor difference? Not much, no. Like I said, of course, here, I'm gonna take this off right now because it's gonna annoy me. Yeah, okay. I'll show you real quick with this one's as well. Pretty much the arms are about the same. Even with the spike part, it moves out of the way just fine. No problem. You, of course, 360. No problem there. Now for the, of course, the difference part, the armor and such. Let's see. Get this in right. Like I said, this part is the challenging because this armor can get in the way. And yes, with that, you do lose some bend because if I push too far, I know it's going to pop this off and that's going to just be annoying. But with this together, no, the leg armor, though, doesn't like get in the way or anything as it is. You can still do the full bends and everything with it. Like I said, it's just that back skirt is a bit challenging due to that arm setup. Yeah, and just like with the command type, yes, the thigh will split if I twist it. Yeah. And other than that, let's put this down for a sec. And of course, it comes with all the same weapons, beam, sabers, and all that, so love that part. Let's see. And besides that and the extra spike, as I showed you a second ago, pretty much all he gets left over are just standard hand parts, beam sabers, and with like the command type here, he does get a command setup. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. See, be just that. Other than that, yeah, that's it. Oh, before I forget, if you were wondering too, what about the sticker sheet? Because, yeah, surprisingly enough, the standard version has less stickers. Yeah. Though the only annoying part is the parts you got to paint to on this kit. You have to use a sand paint with it to match with the actual plastic. Luckily, though, I can show you if you were wondering, because I actually had the paint, and the one I used was Desert Yellow, and this, of course, was a Tamiya paint. It worked out really well. I was glad because I was like, I know I was gonna have to get paint for this because I'm gonna have to do all the detailing. Luckily, I already had some, so it made it so much easier. Let's see. And if you're curious, yes, just as I showed you before, the same backpack for the type, and yes, same setup. Just wanted to show that real quick. Action. So yeah. So yeah, that's about it there, guys. And of course, we'll do a very quick comparison. We have, of course, a Jagdoga, a GM Custom. As you can see, very different sizes. And of course, I have to do this. The Gustav Karl, and you guys should know why. And because it's Hathaway related, the RX 105. Yeah, of course, I got to use this guy's comparison. So yeah, that's yeah, these are pretty good kits. The only other major weird concern I had with the command type is, as I mentioned with the paint requirements, one fact that confused me was that they wanted you to paint the thighs here, the lower thighs right here, in the same purple plastic as the armor, of course, which that's not the weird part. The weird part is, if they were going to print the parts out, and they, of course, have the exact color for for that part there, why didn't they just print it out? Because the purple on here is separate parts, so I don't see why they couldn't have just printed those on purple. I mean, that's just a thought I had. So yeah. Yeah, that's about it for today, guys. I thank you, of course, all for coming. I hope you're all okay, enjoying your hobbies, and hopefully soon we will see more Hathaway kits related, especially for the Messers, because there is a platform unit I would love to have for these two, especially the standard, because I think that would look really nice together with it. So yeah, that's it for today, and as always, oh, before I forget, I almost forgot this. Would I recommend either version of these kits to you guys? Yes, I don't have any major issues with them. Like I said, just some detailing work on them. Yeah, that's pretty much the biggest issue in that shield setup. Other than that, nah, I have no problems with. So I could recommend either or, but it would be more or less preferable up to you, like which version you want if you're trying to get all of them, or if you're just trying to get a standard version and you just, Pacific versions between the F01 or 2, that's up to you. Or just get the command type and you can do both for either version. So there's that option. So yeah. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. And I thank you all for coming.